YouTube? First and foremost, shout out to Alien Army. Raise up, stand up, hit a like button, definitely drop a comment, put those aliens in. If you don't know what Alien Army is, that's somebody who subscribed to me and rocks with me heavy by always hitting the like button and dropping a comment. Real quick, this is my little spill, no crazy intro with music and all sorts of edits. I'm bringing it to you raw and direct, you know. I'm a small channel, so every like and comment, it really does help me out. I know that people say that with algorithm, just to give you an idea. For every 10 likes and 10 comments I get, YouTube shows my video to roughly about 100 people. However, when I get to 100 comments and 100 likes, it actually doubles and will show it out to, instead of 1,000 people, it'll show it to 2,000. So this is Homeless on Birthday. So my birthday was a couple days ago. Didn't go good. Nothing ever really goes good when you're homeless most of the time. I mean, I'm grateful for everything I get, and I work really hard, and I try to put things together. Unfortunately, I'm hard-headed, and sometimes I have to learn the hard way. There's a lot of things that I deal with that probably not everybody else deals with, so it might come easier to them, or at least maybe appear to be easy. There's things that I do that appear easy to people, but they're not easy at all. I guess I just make it look that way. So I think it's a little give and take, kind of the yin and the yang. Nonetheless, so the day before my birthday, I got a call from my good friend. Just for the sake of the video, I'll just call her, hey, my homegirl, right? I'm real close with her and her husband and her kids. She calls me the day before and she says, if I was to get you a hotel room for at least a day, maybe a couple of days, you know, is that a birthday gift you'd want, basically? And I said, sure. I said, you know, can you keep it in the same area that I'm in, or some place that's not too far away? This is when I still didn't have insurance, so I guess I should jump into that at some point too. You know, stay with me and I'll talk about that. So she's like, yeah, I bought some extra stuff for breakfast. You know, I'm gonna be cooking breakfast for the kids, and I got some stuff that I know that you like. So like biscuits and gravy. You know, she's a very excellent cook. I go over to her house about twice a week. You know, take shower, shave. She actually does my laundry as well. Before I was even homeless, she did my laundry. I've known her for a very long time. I guess for the sake of this video, kind of like a best friend, you know what I mean? But I'm real close with her husband, very close with her kids. You know, like I'm a family friend to everybody, and you know, I've known them for a very long time. So she says that, and I'm like stressed out really bad about my car insurance. If you didn't watch my last video, bad update, that my car insurance lapsed. I do gig apps, I do DoorDash and Uber Eats. I've signed up for other stuff too, and I've tried some of them. Some of them aren't working so well. I mean, I guess that's the gig economy, right? You gotta, you know, some of the areas I go into, you know, DoorDash might not be good, but Uber Eats is good. And then I also signed up for some other stuff, and it seems like a big influx of drivers, or there just isn't very much going on in my market, but I'm trying to make things work nonetheless, right? And you know, my car's on the repo list, that still hasn't changed, and things like that. So when I you know, I would have loved, you know, instead of somebody offering me for you know, I'll get you a hotel for a day at least, or you know, maybe a couple of days for your birthday, I would have much rather like, hey, could you pay my insurance bill, or you know, can you know what you would spend for that and do this? But that's not how you do it with gifts, right? You know, if I thought in my head like, man, what could I use more, my car insurance or a hotel room, I would have chose my insurance. But she offered that, and I said okay. And she's like, yeah, come here in the morning. You'll take you know, go take a shower, get your stuff ready. I'm gonna cook for my kids, and I'm gonna cook for you as well. You know, and you know, it all sounds nice. And I have separation anxiety from my vehicle, and my pacing and my separation anxiety has gotten a lot worse. You know, like when I'm outside my vehicle, I sometimes start shaking. Like my hands will shake really bad. I'll move around a lot. If I'm in a store, I'm super quick. Like I'm like, you know, running in there really quick to use the bathroom, or to like do my shopping real quick and running out and stuff like that. And you know, I was working really hard to get enough money for my car insurance since it lapsed, and I probably should, you know, I probably have a couple of screws loose at this point. Why would I be doing gig apps and driving in heavy populated areas with a lot of bad drivers? And I'm a great driver, no tickets, nothing like that. Why would I do all that stuff just to go ahead and pay for insurance that I've never used? Anytime that anything has ever happened to my vehicle, I've had my windows busted. It's a $500 deductible. I can get my windows replaced for $200, right? I've had my windshield busted twice. You know, and one was from hail, another one was construction, I want to say. A rock came flying up and hit it, you know. But nonetheless, and I can get that replaced for $300. So this car insurance stuff has never helped me, and I've had insurance my whole life, and this is full coverage insurance. Not my whole life. I've had cars. I ran hot, but it's been such a long time. I can't really hardly remember it, but I pay all this money for insurance, for what? Because I think that if I really honestly, and I think people are with me, if I pay insurance this month and there's no accidents and there's no claims and nothing happened, give me the money back. But it doesn't work that way, and this is the world we live in, nonetheless. So, 14-hour days and only getting a couple of orders, other drivers from from DoorDash that they go home at the end of the day. They don't care about making 50 cents or a quarter, or doing multiple batch orders where they get $10 but they drove over 30 miles or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? They take the crap orders, and even they're sitting and waiting, and there's just a lot of drivers, and that's how the gig economy works. New driver comes on, they get a bunch of stuff so that they hope that they'll stick out, and then the people that have been doing it for a long time that actually have good acceptance rates and stuff like that, they sit. You know what I mean? So I show up there, and when I show up there, talking with her and everything's seeming okay, and my separation anxiety, I pace a lot, I move around a lot, I'm underneath a lot of stress at this time. I'm underneath a lot of stress 99% of the time. Like, if somebody saw me in person, I'll scan you real quick with my eyes to make sure that you're not coming towards me in a hostile way or something along those lines. And I'm trying to get things done, and like, I'm running to the store and I want to get back to my vehicle, and it's gotten worse, and that's what I'm talking about. So I'm pacing around there quite a bit, and she gets mad and she starts screaming, and not really screaming like loud, but like she talks to me like I'm one of her kids, and she's like, "You need to sit down and stop walking around so much and pacing. You're making me feel like you're walking around my house and judging the condition of my house." Her house isn't dirty. I mean, she's got some laundry baskets that probably need to be organized and folded, and some of them need to be cleaned. But her house is clean. I'm not walking around judging. In fact, I'm in my own brain. I'm like thinking about things, and every once in a while I'll stop and I'll think about something else. Like, she got a new couch that was downstairs. I looked at that and I was looking at like how the furniture was set up, and I was looking like, oh, okay, that's enough room for the wall. Simple things that I'm not really concentrating on thinking. It just that pops in your head. You know what I mean? And she says that stuff, and I'm around her two daughters, and she's like, "You're pacing around. Looks like you're looking at stuff and judging it. I'm going to be cooking breakfast. Just sit down and relax." And I said, "I can't relax." And then she's like, "Well, if you can't relax, then get out of my house." And I said, "Okay." And then I started walking out, and she's like, wait, "Are you throwing our friendship down the drain?" I'm like, no, I understand. This is your house, and I'm making you feel uncomfortable because of, my anxiety right now. So I don't take it personal. I don't think, and this is what I'm telling her. I'm like, I don't take it personal. I understand that you're not at ease because I'm inside your house and I'm walking in circles basically, and peeping out the window every once in a while to make sure my car's still there because my car's on the repo list. And, I can't, I can't relax. That's basically the bottom line of it. I can't relax. And she's like, "But I bought you all this stuff. I was gonna make gravy and biscuits, not gravy and biscuits, yeah, chicken and biscuits." She's like, "My daughters don't eat that, and I bought that for you." And I go, I'm sorry, it's still food, but you told me I'm not making you comfortable in your own house. I need to go anyways. I'm not comfortable myself. I go, we're cool, but I just need to get the hell out of here. And that's exactly what I did. So, I guess to some people, if they didn't know me, like the way I'm explaining this, I'm not a tweaker. I don't do drugs, but the separation anxiety, probably, it's probably the same reactions, except for people know that I don't do it, and I've never done that crap in the first place. She knows that as well. She never accused me of anything like that. She just wanted me to sit down and relax, and I couldn't do it. My anxiety was too high. And I understand that if my anxiety or if my vibes are a certain way in somebody's house, and they're like, hey, you're not making me feel comfortable, okay, I'll leave. This is your house. The last thing I need to do is make you uncomfortable. I'm already uncomfortable anyways, and that's one of the things that if you've been following me around for a while, I'm uncomfortable at anybody's house. I'm uncomfortable in my own skin most of the time. You know, I'm an alien. You know what I mean? I'm uncomfortable being at somebody's house. I'm uncomfortable asking people for help. I'm uncomfortable, walking in stores. You know, and one of the things that popped in my head was like, you know, my birthday wasn't good. I didn't get the hotel rooms or anything like that. Basically, what happened is I left that day and I went ahead and tried to work for a while. And, I don't think I made very much money, but I was out there all day and I just never got offered from her again. She's like, hey, when you do come over, I have some clothes that are folded for you. When you do come over, this is what I cooked last night. She never said, hey, can I get you a hotel room? Never said it, and so zero gifts on my birthday, which is totally fine. I'm not into that anyways, but I do want people, I don't want people asking the questions, what did you get for your birthday? I got nothing. I did get a phone call from my mom. I do talk to my mom every once in a while, and her health is very, very bad. There was a very short conversation, might have lasted 3 or 4 minutes. I would have wished I could have talked to her longer, but she's not doing very well, and she hasn't been doing good for quite some time, and it seems like it's getting worse. But that was my birthday. Probably the worst birthday, at least one of the worst birthdays I had. I looked at it as just another day. If I look at it just like another day, that day is no different than most days. And I did talk to my friend, she's like, I just want to know why you couldn't relax. And I was like, well, I haven't really told you, no car insurance, and my car's on the repo list. And I've been, the other stuff that was going on, I've been having nothing but freaking nightmares for a long ass time. Like, almost like a good solid week. And I can't even call them nightmares. These are night terrors that feel absolutely real and feel like I'm being attacked. Like, so let's say I'm having a nightmare where I'm fighting and I'm getting hit. I feel like when I wake up, like, oh shit, man, my nose is, pointing to the side and my jaw's broke right here. Or yeah, man, when that person shanked me, it went all the way through. Or when this demon was trying to take my soul, it felt like I really died and I woke up. Am I really here? All sorts of crazy shit like that. And I don't like any of it, But nonetheless, the night terrors went away. I do sleep with this out. I'm gonna show you guys. So I put this out and it all went away again. So I used to, when I was a kid, there was a bigger picture of this that was in my sister's room, and I always felt safe with it. This is very old too. This was given to me before I went to trucking school by my mother. She's like, take this on your truck. And I'm like, I remember this picture when I was a kid. We had a big old one that was in my sister's room. I was like, I always loved that. She's like, yeah, take that with you so you could have something small to travel with. And so there's a little bit of insight to my life. I was able to pay for my insurance. I do want to talk about the updates with that. So first and foremost, I pay $147 and some change, I believe, for my car insurance. And people in the past have said, that is way too much and blah blah blah. First and foremost, it's full coverage insurance. I have to have that for Uber Eats. I have to have that for DoorDash. I have to have it for gig apps. So like, I pay that money for insurance so that basically, if something should happen in my car, I'll probably get screwed if somebody runs into me. It'll probably, they'll probably have no insurance. They're probably not a citizen of this country or something like that, and I won't get nothing. And all the years of me paying for it was for naught. However, the way I try to look at it is I pay for that so that I can do gig apps, and sometimes new gig apps, might pop open, and I could sign up for it, and whatnot, right? So, man, I forgot what I was talking about for, with the insurance. Oh, so I did get insurance. However, I was out there 14 hours a day, and it was a struggle. In fact, it got so bad that, I had to stop. I didn't have any money for gas, and I had to go a couple days until some of those gig apps, give me my deposit and whatnot. So that sucks. But when I was calling that's where I was getting to. So when when my insurance lapsed, I called a bunch of companies and I was like, tell me what liability is, tell me what full coverage is. I'm a Class A CDL driver. I had no accidents. I'm still a commercial vehicle driver, even though I'm driving my car. I'm held to a certain standard, even driving non-commercial vehicles. So I'm calling these places. A lot of the places wanted 6 over $300. I never got a cheaper quote than the one that I already have. So I went back to my company and I'm like, listen, things have been tough. Can we lower my bill? I like to drive legal. And they went in and said, what we're going to do is, since you've lapsed on this month and your next month is coming up, pay what you owed last month and then pay this month coming up, and then we'll reinstate you and we'll give you a new policy and blah, blah, blah. And they said, can you get my insurance down? In fact, it won't be long before they possibly raise it a little bit, because they go off of what the national average is on insurance. That's what I was told. So even me doing that is cheaper than the $400, the $600, the $500. I never got anything lower than $300 for full coverage. Then when I'm talking about liability, I mean, I got liability quotes that are what I pay for my full coverage. The only thing I could think of is where's your ski mask and where's your, it's highway robbery. That's literally what it is. It's highway robbery. And when I complain about this, I have people, tell me, like one of my friends, she's paying $700 a month for car insurance. I got another friend that's paying $450 for a month. Out of everybody that I know, I still pay the cheapest amount of insurance, and I have full coverage. And when they're paying that stuff, they have full coverage as well. They're paying all that, and they're like, I wish that my bill was $150. I wish mine was $147. And I'm telling them, I wish that mine was lower than $147. When I lived in West Coast, I paid under $100 for full coverage. Is it still like that anymore? I have no idea. But speaking of West Coast, I guess this is really what I'm trying to aim for and what my game plan is. So this is kind of almost on my birthday plus an update. And the truth is I think that my game plan with gig apps needs to go into a more lucrative area, and I've been hesitant about that for quite some time. Like, why should I leave this area to find something good when I could, try to make this area good? How do I know that the grass is greener on the other side? And I really don't. But I know that if something should happen to my car out here, I'm going to be screwed in the West Coast type area. I'll be screwed no matter what, but I think that I'd be better off if I had to stay on the streets. And if something should happen to my car, then I need to be in an area that I can, plan for the worst. And the thing is, if not even something happens to my car, if my car gets repoed, then the next thing is my tags are due. Tags, registration, and safety inspection are all due next month in June. Well, not quite next month, but you get the idea. So in June, it's all done for. And at that point, I also property tax on my car for 2 years. So for me to get my new registration, for me to get my new tags, for me to get all the stuff in order that I'm supposed to from the DMV, we're talking about a couple $1,000s. I just got done not having any insurance for a little bit of time. It took almost everything for me just to get that. The whole time of me being homeless, I've not been able to save any money. Are you telling me that I'm gonna have to cough up a couple $1,000s to get my car registered and do everything when I've had all this time, and I've been working my ass off, and I've been doing what I can, and I'm barely scratching the surface on stuff, and then I'm supposed to do that? And I know for a fact that all my little car gig apps that I use, they all know when my registration's up. I had to put that in there. They all know what my they know when my registration's up. They know my tags. They know all that stuff. So I literally have a month. So if I spend my month out here, like I've been out here trying to apply myself the best, changing different areas, sticking to the grind, putting enough time in and all that stuff. If I could barely get a little bit done with that, what do you makes me think that I can do that in a month and actually spend thousands of dollars to keep my car up? So I'm thinking about going to West Coast. I'm thinking about the California area, California, Arizona. I kind of think California might be a little bit better, like probably Southern California, or maybe Utah. you know, somewhere West Coast. I don't want to deal with any more rain from Oregon or Washington. So I mean, those are some of the states that I'm considering. But for my research, all those states actually have, like Arizona's got Phoenix. That's a hot booming spot for for gig apps, from door delivery, DoorDash and Uber Eats. And then I even thought about doing actually doing Uber rides. And with my anxiety and stuff, and with the personal, well, with the place that I stay at and the different zones I work at, and how these people are, even though I don't mind bringing them food and stuff like that, I don't trust anybody in the car with me. You know what I mean? I feel pretty like high up on my anxiety. I feel really high up, like, I've seen a lot of stuff go on out here, even in great areas. So like a great area where like, hey, nothing will ever happen here. No, a great area in California might not, or Arizona might not have something, but no, everything is so close together. It's not funny. So I thought about actually doing Uber rides and having people in the car, but that's something that I've not been, I'm signed up for it. I'm able to do it on my phone. I just won't do it out here. So maybe if I go out there, that's another gig app that I can turn on to go ahead and maybe try to make some money. But not doing so well with saving money. Not doing so well with car insurance. I'm doing okay where I just got it. I got a lot of stuff coming up, and I do want to go to West Coast. I'd like to go in the next week, so I don't beg or anything like that, but if you can find it in your heart, if you got some extra money to bless me on my Cash App, it's the same as my YouTube name, AlienAscend. I'll leave it in the description. At the very least, like my video, drop a comment, and subscribe and rock with me. But if you could help me out to get me out into a better area, I'd appreciate it. If you can't, totally understand, not begging, but I want to thank you guys so much.